So we're back at it. Got the flex plate in. I just ground off that, I don't know, wind turbine off camera. It just had 4 rivets, so it was easy to grind them and then, drive it out. And then got the generator part suspended by the jib crane, and we are at, let's see, 200 pounds. Just kind of test fitting and see what kind of plan of attack I want. So she'll kind of stick in there, not much light. I'm thinking about building some sort of flange faced part to go on here with a little bit of a shoulder to register in that bore there, and then come out, I don't know, maybe an inch or two for the shaft to slide into. Trying to figure out how much room I want in here right now, because we got to be able to get to the bolts and get everything together. And once I get all that done, I really need to be able to indicate off that shaft to make sure I'm square up and down and left and right to be able to build a base, for the generator part. So just kind of thinking it through right now, but I figure I'd show you guys the plan of attack. I think the direction I want to go in. So let me move this out of the way. Let me get this off. I'll pull some measurements. I know that's a 1.5 inch diameter shaft, so that'll have to be the bore on that. Just got to figure out what size key that is. What is that? Maybe 3/8 key. So, well, guys, I think this is going to be my plan of attack. Don't have a big hunk. I need basically about 5.5 inch diameter to get that OD for that bolt pattern. I found this piece here. This is 5.5 inch diameter, so we can use this. About an inch thick. Looks like it's just good old hot rolled 1018. And then got this piece here. It's already got a bore in it, so that saves us a little bit of time. It looks like it might be a little bit better quality steel, not really sure. So I think what I want to do is we'll get this to size. That shaft is metric, it's 42 millimeters, and the key size is 12 millimeters. So I'll have to go online and order a 12 millimeter broach. I don't have one. So what we do is we get this to the dimensions we need, broach this, and then we can weld her on, and then we can hold this once it's welded on, and then hit the outside diameter, skim it up so it's running true. So this is running true with this, it's running true, and of course the board is true, so we'll be all good. And then we can do the bolt pattern. So I think that's the way to go. So I guess we'll head over to the lathe. Just faced it off camera and clean that bore out a little bit, and then we'll get a measurement and see how far we got to take it out. Got a little bit of a stick out, but it's going to take all that bar to go through that about 2.5 inch long piece of material. This should be the final pass. Only taking a few thou out, so hopefully the surface finish will still be pretty good in there. Put a little cutting oil, that's why it's smoky. Got the key out finally. Do a little test fit. And she's got a nice fit. I gave it a couple thou clearance all around. I didn't want to be fighting it to get it on when you're trying to line this up, you know what I mean? So, excellent. Back over here at the lathe, got the 4-jaw on. Got it dialed into the bore. Now what I want to do is skim the OD so it's concentric with the bore, because we'll probably be indicating off of this later when we get it all hooked up, you know. So just going to go to some nominal number. Doesn't matter what we do. I'm just going to skim it, like I said, clean it up, and then turn it around and finish that other end. Get that face done, and this will be good. I'll have to broach it. Well, the depth of cut isn't deep enough, so chips aren't breaking. Get a nice long stringy one. It should be the final pass to blend it in. You can see the line, but you can barely feel it. There's probably just a couple tenths difference between the two sides. So that's good. That'll work. Time to get a keyway in this sleeve here. I debated back and forth whether to, grind up a piece of high-speed steel, make a boring bar, get set up in the shaper, and then cut the keyway using the shaper. Of course, we would have a long keyway to cut, or just buy a broach and conventionally broach it using the hydraulic press. Went ahead and ordered the broach, so that'll be in tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and make the broach bushing or broach guide, get that knocked out. So we'll be ready to broach it tomorrow when it comes in. So just going to turn this down, and then obviously leave us a shoulder, and then we got a mill slot. So let's get rocking and rolling. It's a piece of hot roll, 1018. She sure is out around. You guys can see that. Got you up a little high so you don't get cooling all over my GoPro. So I can't really get it cut off in the bandsaw. The Enco doesn't really like parting this thick diameter, so we're over here at the Monarch. Just get this thing parted off, remove this extra stock. Since we're already over here at the Monarch, I can just go ahead and clean the face up while it's in the chuck. Carbide cuts much better when you don't have a broken tip on the end. And WMG wasn't cutting good. I just checked the tip, and sure enough, it was chowdered. So just throw in this CNMG and we'll just do it this way. I'll change that to insert later. Just got wrapped up. Just clean the outer edge, kissed the corners there, so she's broken. We got one big old broach guide. Get it over to the mill and then mill us a slot. Time to cut the keyway slot for the broach and the broach guide. Just chewing it down with a 1/2 inch rougher. You gotta go a little over 800,000 deep, so got a ways to go. Well, you guys ever have one of those days? I'm having one of those days. So, trying to cut this slot in this broach guide, and the Abene keeps cutting off. Apparently the contactor, I think, is just worn out. I went in there and worked it, and can't really reach it with a file to clean it, but I think those contact points are just done. This was built in 1966, so if this is the original contactor in there, I guess that's pretty good, about 57, 58 years of service. So time for another one. It's always something, right? Let me break this down, move it over to the Excello, and finish it up. But went from a quick, nice, simple job to half a day affair. One of them things. Made a couple passes already, just get an idea where we're at. Yeah, we're at 5:37. All right, a little more to go. Well, I got to depth and I just worked my way off center evenly till I got us a nice fit. You guys see that? So sweet, I can take it out. I'll set up the broach. I got you actually on the press. I'm not sure if it'll wiggle or not, so if it does, I apologize for the video there. Only concern is this thing is just a little over 3 inches or 75 millimeters, so we're gonna have a lot of tooth engagement. This is a Dumont quality broach, but hopefully I'm not setting myself up for failure. See how she goes. Just maxed out the ram, so I got about a 3-inch piece of stock on top of the broach. So far so good. I'm only reading a couple tons on the gauge up there, so that's good. It's not taking much force, so hopefully this will work out just fine. We're on the home stretch for the first pass. Got a little tighter. Still, I think we reached about 5 tons, so not too bad. And I got a box under there with some paper just in case I miss the broach. I Last thing you want to do is have it hit the concrete and explode. This thing is way too expensive. Have that happen. And once we hit the face here, I have to grab something small and run it through to be able to continue. All right, that worked out pretty good. Let me put a shim in it and I'll rinse and repeat. Let me hold it up to the white. You guys can see it, but came out good. Used 2 shims, and it is a tight fit on here. It goes. So, I mean, that's good. I'd almost like it actually a thou or two looser. But the key is what, 0.473, and the broach cut 0.473. So they are exact same size. And see, I can get her on. I got her on about 1 inch and then I had to tap her off, so she'll fit. So sweet. Now we got to get a flange on the end of this so we can mount it to that. That'll be fun. A little snowstorm in the middle of the afternoon in January. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. Of course, the sun's out too, huh? See if I can get some good shots. Ground's too warm for it to stick, but this is about the 2nd snow we've had this winter. Don't know if it's going to mount too much. Time to move on to another phase of the project. So we need to obviously be able to mount this to the back of that flex plate there. So I've got this chunk, 5.5 inch diameter. What is it? Probably maybe about 1 inch by the time I skin it. So what I'm thinking is, you know, we'll have the bolt pattern so it'll bolt to here. And then also what I want to do is we'll skim it down, so we'll basically leave a step. So that will be a register to register in this hole. And then bore a center here and have a nice press fit into there, and probably pin it too. I mean, there's not a lot of force against this. I doubt this would spin in there, but that will be just extra insurance. So I'm thinking that's the route to go. And hopefully then we can, you know, work on lining it up. If this doesn't work, or if it kind of works, then, you know, I did think about maybe going with like a Lovejoy coupling in between the two. But I still got to make some sort of mount for this, and I still got to use that. So, I mean, if I had to, you know, you put this here, have a Lovejoy coupling come off of here, go into this, you know, that would be kind of plan B. But hopefully we can make it work this way. So, fingers crossed. So let me get this chucked up in the way, then we'll get this, I guess, dimensions where we need it to be. Can't get these chips to break. Hope I'm not going to be fighting this until I get that step done. just finished machining that step there. So we got a nice register to go in that hole in that flex plate. And then now what I want to do is go ahead and punch a hole, and we'll bring it out to the press fit I need to put the sleeve in there. Start boring the hole out the sides. See if we can get this thing pressed in. Put the sleeve in the deep freezer. Come on, baby. Guys, see that? We're there. Sweet. Came out really nice. Only thing is, I got in a rush and I pressed it in the wrong direction. Oh man, life is not always puppy dogs and ice cream. And I mean, I hit this number perfect. I mean, if you guys can see that, I mean, look at that. Perfect register. Well, not always all lost. Basically what I have to do now, I have to chuck it back up in the forge jaw, get it here, and then I'll have to turn in this edge to put the register so it'll go like that. But I didn't want to admit that. Figured I'd show it because, you know, every now and then you make mistakes, but at least this is salvageable, so that's a good thing. So let me get working on that. You ready, buddy? You having a good time in the shop? So yeah, Daddy, I love my shop time. Now you're gonna make me come get it? Why don't you bring it over here? Make me work. Come on, put it right here. You know how to do that. You know how to play. Come on, drop it. He's excited. So now I'm just getting rid of that register that I put in there since I pressed it in on the wrong side. It's not that often that you do left hand turning. I figured I'd get a little video. Like I said, it's tight, but just get the tool in there and just get to the bottom before I'm almost hitting the major diameter. Of course, the chips don't want to break, so got me a squirrel's nest right there. Let me clean that up. All right. right, after about an hour detour, we have it right now. So you saw me, I took that shoulder off, got this shoulder machined on, got a good fit, so happy about that. And then also you just saw me on the Monarch, checked it up so I could just clean the OD here, just so it looks nice. Doesn't really matter. So now what we need to do is get a bolt hole pattern drilled and tapped in this, and I think that'll be the last operation. This adapter will be done. Got a lot of time in it already, so hopefully she's gonna work. All set up over here at the mill. Got the rotary table set up, dialed in. Need to drill the 6-bolt bolt hole pattern. Going to, well, they're going to end up being half 13 tapped holes, so I'm going to drill a 27/64 tap size. You can see we got it lined up. That's a 512 gauge pin, I guess. So we're right there on our bolt hole pattern. We're good. And these are offset 60 degrees apart, so the pattern is uniform. You know, sometimes you got a hole that's off, so you can only mount it one way, you know. Let me get them knocked out. Just get these holes tapped. Well, son of a biscuit. Don't you hate that when it happens? And I was clearing chips good too. And this is a good tap. ½ inch. After tap number 3, I gave up, threw in the flag. So stepped back and punted, and I just drilled these through. I'm not gonna fight them. So we'll just put nuts on the other side. Got plenty of room, that's not a problem, but I just wanted to drill and tap them. I even came back and drilled one size larger for less thread engagement, but still, when it grabbed this nice quality tap here, I don't know if you can see it, but it broke it off right there starting. So right there is a good shot if you look at it. So, oh well. So we got the part done. Got a lot of hours in it. I think it came out really nice. Let's hope it works, fingers crossed, right? So there's the keyway. Hope you guys can see that. So we got a really good press fit. So got all the edges broken. So pretty pleased with it. I think this is probably a good time to end this video for part 2, and then we'll pick up part 3 trying to get the generator and the engine put together. So hey, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hope you guys like this kind of content, and we'll catch you on part 3. All right, see ya. Bye.